For today's selection, we brewed it with our standard Coffee Wizard brewing recipe, which you can find in the description of this video. Hey, what's up guys? Today is our first ever coffee review video that we are putting onto our new YouTube channel. So pretty exciting. We've been really excited to be able to do this. This has been something we've been really looking forward to. These video reviews are going to be uploaded in conjunction with our Instagram reviews as we post them. And as you know, we typically post them Wednesday and Sunday evenings. And so just like we do on the Instagram, we will be uploading the corresponding video version of the review of that same coffee on the same evenings, Wednesdays and Sundays. So for our first coffee review video, we are featuring a roaster that has, they have really earned some acclaim this year. A fairly new roaster coming out of Canada. It is September Coffee Company. We do tend to recommend them on the Instagram channel, and they are someone that we have featured fairly frequently on Instagram. So today's selection that we will be reviewing from September is the Basha, Bekele, and Belaycho, I hope I'm saying that correctly, collaboration lot that they worked on. This specific bag here, this was roasted September 18th, so it has rested for just over a month now, and it is in September's standard light roast profile. And so in our experience with their light roast selections, they usually start to peak between 20 and 30 days. So this felt just like the right time to do this, and we were really excited to be able to feature this particular selection on here on YouTube as our first video review. So without further ado, let's discuss some of the cupping notes, why we're here. Let's talk about the coffee. Room temp now, and it is it's distinctly floral. There is a lot of florality at play in this cup. It's very playful, as I like to say about certain selections like this. It's very light on its feet, and it's very clean, which, considering its processing, a yeast inoculation, meaning they are introducing live yeast cultures to the beans as they are fermenting. And so yeast inoculation processed coffees can get really really funky and really out of control very quickly, and that really has been probably our main takeaway from this particular selection. As far as yeast fermented processed coffees go, in our experience, this is a stunningly clean example of the process. You really wouldn't, frankly, I wouldn't have known that this was yeast inoculated in its fermentation, unless it was, actually labeled on the product, which it is. If it was not, I never would have any idea, frankly, that this is a yeast inoculated bag of coffee. It's that clean. So we started cupping this one, I want to say around 12 days rest or so. We tend to do most of our, what we call our first impression cups of selections around the 11, 12, 13 day mark. And we're never expecting the world out of this first brew cup of coffee from a new selection we get. It's really more to just get a baseline idea of what this coffee could potentially offer us down the road as we continue to brew it as it rests. And sometimes that first impression cup really surprises us in how composed and you could say ready, just ready to drink. Some selections are. This was one of them, interestingly. Really, from the first cup onto our cup today, it has offered a very very consistent profile for the most part. It was like I said, it was composed right around that 12-day mark, and obviously it did continue to develop and get more and more interesting and pleasant to drink as it rested. But even that first cup was very tasty, very clean, and it just felt ready to go. These are the final review cupping notes that we have taken away from this cup. Again, this is at 32 days rest. So we're just over the month mark, and this is what we got, mainly what we perceived from this final review cup. Aromatically, probably the most consistent thing about this coffee from first to last cup were the aromatics. The primary aroma, which also is the primary flavor note that we get in the cup as well. Just bright, brilliant lemon lime accord, like fresh, oily, zested lemon and lime peel. It's invigorating. It's refreshing. Other aromatic notes from today's cup. Coriander, spicy coriander. It is quite floral. We had lilac written down today as our main floral note in the aromatics. So it's that sort of, again, comes back to this kind of bright, sassy, zesty sort of aspect that kind of parlays nicely, actually, with the lemon lime and the coriander. So lilac is what we found mainly in today's cup. So zesty, blue florals, kind of sweet, a little bit dusky, if that makes sense. Other notes, we found vanilla, which is a note that we discovered in previous cups of this coffee. Even some cedar. It's a very interesting selection, but it has all these kind of bright, just refreshing, kind of interesting aromatic notes to it. And as far as taste went today for today's cup, here we go, back to the lemon lime. It was as intense as ever in this cup today. It's juicy, it's zingy, it's really awesome. We really love this lemon lime sassiness that this selection has. It is our favorite aspect of this selection. Other taste notes: sweet cantaloupe, melon, yellow melon, juniper, which again kind of makes sense, pulling back in kind of from the coriander and the vanilla in the aromatics. Another tasting note we found today that was pretty new. This wasn't something that came out a lot in previous cups. Strawberry. And again, a light strawberry, don't think like intense, jammy, concentrated strawberry flavor. It was very, almost like strawberry soda. Very like mellow and just kind of there. as we said, we have previous cupping notes, just from a couple of previous cups we had. This one here dated October 11th, so a little over a week ago. The main notes we had for this cup: aroma, we put down jasmine, lilac again, so the lilac has been fairly consistent, and vanilla, which we also found in today's cup. Our taste notes we put down for this cup we had on October 11th. Of course, the lemon lime soda, that has been at, center stage from the first cup. And also Earl Grey, faint florals, which again makes sense. The florals in the flavor profile, I would say, definitely stayed consistent. We also have previous cupping notes from a cup we had on October 5th, so just over 2 weeks ago. Aroma notes, again, the white florals, white and blue florals have stayed pretty consistent. We also had coriander, so the coriander aromatic note has been fairly consistent in our cups. Taste, of course, the lemon lime soda was present in that cup, as it was in all of them that we've had. And we also had cantaloupe as a perceived tasting note on this day's cup. So that has been fairly consistent. We also made note on this day's cup that it had a very creamy, velvety mouthfeel. That has remained consistent, and it is indeed a very nice, textured, structured cup of coffee. So, in summary, this coffee was just absolutely delightful, I think is the word. Every cup was bright and refreshing, well-defined, and as I said earlier, just so cohesive. Everything in this cup just makes sense. It's very consistent, and it really does have a very tight, well put together theme to it. Everything has synergy in here, and the bright, zesty lemon lime overtone. We are really starting our YouTube review video series with a big bang here. The hype is real. This has been truly one of our favorite selections that we've had all year so far. It might actually be our favorite Ethiopian origin of the year, which, if you have kept up with us on our Instagram, is really saying something. So overall, this coffee, mouthfeel, A+, aroma, absolute A+, and flavor is also going to get an A+. We really did enjoy this coffee that much. This could, just be our personal bias. This could just really, really line up with our personal preference. But again, that's why we're here, to share our opinion. And our opinion on this particular bag is that it is absolutely outstanding. We have enjoyed it immensely, and we are going to be very sad to see this bag go when we do brew our final cup of it. It was that good. It really was. So once again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our first review video, and stay tuned for more. Happy brewing.